Top 10 highest rated movies of all time. Can you name the top 10 films of all time? It's nearly impossible to make a list of the top films of all time. However, a list based on viewer ratings comes the closest to being definitive. Since Auguste and Louis Lumière first utilized a cinematograph machine to display moving images onto a screen in 1895, audiences have been captivated by the cinema. Obviously, movies have progressed much from the earliest days of 50-second reels, resulting in a vast range of styles, many of which may be streamed conveniently from the comfort of one's own home. Nonetheless, throughout film history, each age has contributed its own canon of classics. The best films are deserving of endless homage since they represent, arguably, the peak of artistic achievement in the modern period. Typically, a great film will succeed on numerous fronts. That indicates the script, score, and performances are all fantastic, if not classic. Of course, there is no single, definitive answer to the question of what makes a great film. Similarly, there is no single, definitive form of great cinema. These movies are classics, and that's why they've stayed at the top of the charts for so long. Whether you're arranging a movie night with your friends or just want to watch alone, these are must-watch. Let's just start the video to explore the top 10 highest rated movies of all time. 10. Vertigo. This masterpiece was released in 1958. The Alfred Hitchcock masterpiece Vertigo is an adaptation of Boileau novel Narcissajac's Dans les Morts, which was published in 1954. In this film, nothing is as it seems. In the movie, a former police investigator played by James Stewart is recruited to follow a friend's wife, played by Kim Novak, who has been behaving strangely and may be in danger of hurting herself. Stewart's character is hired because his friend is concerned for her safety. When the private investigator starts developing unhealthy feelings for the woman, things start to go crazy at work, and Hitchcock reveals the most revelatory and personal production he has ever worked on during his career. In 1989, the iconic Alfred Hitchcock movie was selected for preservation in the United States National Film Registry. 9. Citizen Kane. There is a movie called Citizen Kane, and it is so good that whenever something else is fantastic, people often refer to it as the Citizen Kane of its own particular field. The bold emergence of newspaper mogul Charles Foster Kane, Orson Welles, which is shown in the 1941 film The Citizen Kane, has, as a result, only gotten better with age. If you ask the appropriate film buff, they will most likely insist that Citizen Kane is still the best movie that has ever been made, despite the fact that it does not currently hold the #1 slot on lists of the best movies, including this one. In spite of being nominated for a total of 9 Academy Awards, the movie only won one of them, the award for Best Original Screenplay. 8. Schindler's List. Despite the fact that Steven Spielberg was no stranger to producing serious entertainment by the early 1990s, fans were taken aback when he released this award-winning drama. It is based on the historical story of Oskar Schindler, a German entrepreneur who, during the Holocaust, was responsible for saving the lives of around 1,100 Jewish people. Spielberg chose not to take a wage for his work on the film and instead gave the proceeds to a non-profit organization instead. The film received a total of 7 Academy Awards, including those for Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay. It was nominated for a total of 12 Academy Awards. 7. The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King. In the third and final book of the Lord of the Rings trilogy written by Peter Jackson, Frodo has reached the conclusion of his journey. The forces of good and evil do fight in this book over the fate of Middle-earth, while Frodo approaches the conclusion of his own personal journey in this volume. Not only did the movie earn more than $1 billion at the box office, but it also won 11 Academy Awards out of 11 nominations, making it the film with the best conceivable score in the annals of Oscar history. There were 11 different categories in which the film was nominated for awards. Additionally, it was tied with Ben-Hur and Titanic for the title of film with the most Oscar victories. 6. Pulp Fiction. It's possible that Quentin Tarantino's second feature film is still considered his most iconic work even to this day. Pulp Fiction is, quite simply, the stuff that great movies are built of. It deftly weaves together three horrific stories while also paying homage to a diverse range of inspirations, and as a result, it is a masterpiece of cinema. When it came time to repay the favor, the successful film was more than happy to do so, which resulted in the film having a significant impact on a new generation of aspiring filmmakers. In 2013, the United States National Film Registry was expanded to include Pulp Fiction, which was chosen for preservation by the Library of Congress. 5. City Lights. In spite of the fact that it was 3 years into the talkie period at the time, Chaplin remained faithful to his established style and crafted a film that was primarily silent. The film features Chaplin's signature pantomime and tells the story of the tramp, played by Chaplin, who goes to outrageous measures in order to make a buck. This lays the groundwork for the story's underlying tragedy, which is unveiled in one of the most memorable climactic scenes in the history of film. The year 1991 marked the year that City Lights, which is widely regarded as both one of the best and the most inspirational movies that have ever been filmed, was added to the United States National Film Registry. 4. Rear Window. This Hitchcock picture from 1954 persists not just because it achieves the ideal combination of mystery and tension, but also because of its timeless capacity to resonate with audiences. After all, there isn't a person alive who hasn't pondered the mystery of what goes on behind their neighbors' closed doors. The film Rear Window suggests that the answer could be murder. Or is it possible that James Stewart, who is confined to a wheelchair, is simply allowing his paranoia to get the better of him? To provide any further details would be to ruin the experience of viewing this classic for the very first time. The motion picture was shortlisted for 4 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Adapted Screenplay, among others. 3. Casablanca. In this iconic film from 1942, which takes place in the city of Casablanca in Morocco, the cynical nightclub owner Rick Blaine, played by Humphrey Bogart, provides assistance to refugees who are attempting to flee to the United States from Nazi imprisonment. After the appearance of Blaine's ex-lover, Ingrid Bergman, and her husband, who asked for his assistance, trouble finds Blaine. When the script for Casablanca was being passed about in the 1980s under a different title, it was criticized for having too much chat and not enough sex, despite the fact that most film fans would agree that the writing in Casablanca was flawless. Despite this, the movie that was based on the original script and the picture that it produced was about as close to perfect as a movie could get at the time. In addition, the movie took home 3 Oscars, including those for Best Director, Best Screenplay, and Best Picture out of a total of 8 nominations. 2. 12 Angry Men. This riveting suspense film by Sidney Lumet, which comes in at number 2 on our list, follows a group of 12 angry jurors as they deliberate the fate of a murder suspect. When one member of the jury is persuaded that the accused is not necessarily guilty, the case that initially appeared to be clear becomes complicated. As the discussion moves on and the prejudices of the individual jurors begin to emerge, all of the activity takes place within the boundaries of the jury room. In 2007, the Library of Congress made the decision to add the movie to the National Film Registry so that it might be viewed and appreciated by future generations. The Godfather. The opinion that The Godfather is the greatest movie ever made is shared by a large number of people, including Stanley Kubrick at one point in time. This classic from 1972 covers the criminal operations of the Corleone family and offers everything a moviegoer could want, including drama, violence, and suspense. The film chronicles the actions of the Corleone family. In point of fact, there is very nothing about The Godfather that hasn't become instantly recognizable over the years, which is one of the reasons why it is often considered to be the best film that has ever been created. At the 45th Annual Academy Awards, the picture was honored with 3 awards: Best Picture, Best Actor for Marlon Brando, and Best Adapted Screenplay. These surely are iconic masterpieces. With unforgettable music, screenplay, script, and direction, everything is on point. Are you now ready to watch one of them? Tell us in the comments which one is the best. Also, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button, and if you want to watch more content like this, then subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.